Hey, it's Sarah and Raj. Welcome back to the Fourth Down Forecast.
Yeah, and it's week 8 and we've got a new Super Bowl favorite.
And people have been asking, should we take the Cowboys seriously?
Well, anyways, hey, and of course we've got all your fantasy football, gambling stats and trends, and I know a little someone that knows about the weather forecast for you.
Yeah, we got your forecast for you. And don't forget to subscribe and of course hit a like.
Yeah, smash that little thumbs up button somewhere on the right or left. But speaking of Super Bowl favorites, that's right, we have a new one, as you can see. Yep, those Kansas City Chiefs are now Super Bowl favorites for the first time in a minute, because last year, following the Super Bowl, the Eagles were early favorites to repeat. Then by the time the season rolled around, the wise guys in Vegas had the Bills at the top spot to win the Super Bowl. And after 2 weeks, of course, the Ravens were slated as Super Bowl faves.
Even you thought they could win.
Yeah, I did like the Ravens at one point, but I got bamboozled. I didn't know they were forfeit defense this year. But now we have a new favorite. That's right, the Chiefs, as you see up top, Super Bowl favorites. So hey, let's check in our Chiefs friend Paulie to see how he's handling this news.
Oh, hey Raj. Hey Sarah.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just sizing up my finger for another Super Bowl ring.
Aha. You see? Oh, the Chiefs, they just can't have nice things. You give them a little something, they want to go all the way, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, they just won't go away.
Hey, let's get to our first game.
All right. So the Giants versus the Eagles. But didn't these teams just play each other?
Yep, a couple of weeks ago, the Giants whooped up on the Eagles, but this one's in Philly.
All right, friends. Well, Philly's under some high pressure, so this green on the map does not signify rain. Rather, we've got partly sunny skies and temperatures in the 50s. That's what you're seeing there.
It's dropping. All right, now Philly's favored by 7.5 in this one with an over-under of 44.5. Now, the Giants, this has not been a city of brotherly love for them. They have lost 12 straight at Philly.
Whoa, I was going to take Scatterboo.
Well, more on that in a minute. And the Giants are 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 road meetings versus Philly. So even though they've been losing, they've been hanging in there of late. Now, there's some good news and bad news with the Eagles as their offense is getting on track. They lead the league with 100% goal-to-go TD percentage, but they also lead the league in 3-and-out drives, resulting in a punt, which is 25 times. So it's either goal line or go punt.
Tush push or go punt?
Yeah, basically is what it is. All right, now you asked about Scatterboo here, and you see what happened last time, boy. He got down versus the Eagles. Now, the Giants were also ahead for most of the game, so the game script allowed them to get him involved. This time in Philly, as we saw, the stats indicate we're not sure if they're going to be ahead this much. So I'd be a little careful with Scatterboo, although him and Dart are fun to watch, ain't they? And speaking of the Eagles offense, though, when it comes to fantasy football tip for you, Jalen Hurts had 326 yards passing last week. And I said they got on track.
Damn.
They got on track.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most he's thrown for in 3 years. Oh, and a little fun fact for you.
Yeah.
Philadelphia is said to be the most haunted city in the U.S. with the highest density of haunted houses.
Oh, God.
That's right.
From Ghost to Game 2, we've got Cowboys at the Broncos. Well, you see those colors over there to the west of Denver? Well, that signifies snowflakes. However, this game, they're not going to have any snow. That system isn't coming through until at least Sunday night into Monday. However, though, even though it'll be dry and temps in the low 70s to high 60s, we will have some wind gusts. So ahead of this storm, Denver can expect wind gusts anywhere from about 17 to 20 miles an hour throughout this game.
All right, now the wise guys have Denver favored by 3.5 in this one. And
Really?
guess what?
What?
Another Cowboys game with an over-under over 50.
Oh my God, grab all the players.
That's right. Well, hold on that one now. The Cowboys are 1-3 on the road this year, and their only victory was coming against the winless Jets.
Yikes.
Now, Dak, he's got 4 consecutive games with 3+ passing touchdowns and no picks. And that's the longest streak in franchise history.
Wow.
And tied for the second longest in NFL history.
So then why are you concerned this might not continue for this game?
Good question. Well, that's because of this guy right here. Patrick Surtain, to me, is the #1 cornerback in the league, and he'll be shadowing Lamb, and he's traveled with receivers such as Calvin Ridley, Michael Pittman Jr., Quentin Johnson, Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown, and Garrett Wilson.
So basically any top receiver.
He's going to shadow them, that's what we call it. And those receivers I just named, they averaged a mere 8.4 points against Patrick Surtain. Best shutdown cornerback in the league.
And I couldn't pay to take him.
Now, I'm not saying don't take Lamb. Obviously, you're going to start him if you have him in your regular season. But in DFS, DraftKings and whatnot, I'm not paying the money for this one. The Cowboys can still hide him in the slot, but I'm a little worried about him.
So then you taking Bo Nix and all the Broncos?
Well, Bo Nix is a tricky one, man. I mean, like last week against the Giants, for 3 quarters, he was doing nothing, under 10 fantasy points. And he explodes for like 33 points, or what was it, 40 in the fourth quarter at that.
Needs a lot of time to warm up.
I guess so. So I'm a little worried about him, but it is that Cowboys defense. And, you know, all 7 quarterbacks the Cowboys have faced have produced almost 18 plus fantasy points. And that includes Jaden Daniels, who left last week with an injured leg. Oh, and quick betting tip.
Yeah.
4 straight games the Cowboys have gone over the total, including this one probably.
Sunday night football matchup between the Packers and the Steelers. You looking forward to this one?
Well, I know Aaron Rodgers will be.
So another area that's under some high pressure, so we can expect dry weather conditions. However, it's going to be chilly, temperatures in the 40s.
Okay, so the Packers are favored by 3.5 in this one with an over-under of 44.5. Now, if you like to bet first or second half over-unders, the Steelers get off to notoriously slow starts. They've scored 7 or fewer points in the first quarter of 56 consecutive games, which is the longest active streak in the NFL.
Oh my God.
And speaking of slow starts, after being sacked 7 times in his first 2 games, Aaron Rodgers has taken just 2 sacks the last 3 games. But you know who's coming to town, right?
Who?
This guy, Micah Parsons, who had a career high. He had his first career 3-sack game last week. Why can't he do that in a playoff game for the Cowboys, buddy?
Oh, I know that sound. That's the cover train.
That's right. The cover trade is covered in this one. I feel, listen, the Steelers are underdogs, but home underdogs in primetime games tend to do well. And the Packers are 0-3 against the spread on the road this season. So give me the Steelers to cover the 3.5 points.
And we've got another primetime matchup for you. We've got the Commanders at the Chiefs. Things could get interesting in this game. We do have a chance for rain and temperatures in the 50s. So finally, maybe seeing some weather.
Okay, the point spread has jumped all the way up to Kansas City being favored by 11.5 with the news of Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels being out. The over-under is 47.5. And speaking of over-under, which has to do with defense, the Commanders' defense, they just continue to struggle. They can't stop anyone. They've only forced 3 takeaways this entire season. In the past 4 weeks, Washington's defense ranks 28th in scoring and 29th in total yardage. And then guess what?
What?
This guy comes to town right here. Rashee Rice and Patrick Mahomes is his name. Yep, that's his name, Patrick Mahomes. He's pretty good. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
You know that guy?
Yeah, but now you're facing Mahomes, and the Chiefs have averaged 31.5 points per game over their last 4 games.
They woke up in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it started to do with his receivers getting healthy, including this one. You know, I like Rashee Rice.
He's in my lineup this week.
Okay, get him in there.
Now, what about Mariota? Because when Jaden was out earlier, you took him and you liked him.
Yeah, and I do like Mariota. I liked him earlier in the season, and he did well filling in for Jaden. Now, he should get their top 2 receivers back, big weapons, of course, and Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin. And they'll need to score to keep up in this one because, you know, they ain't going to stop KC, as we just mentioned. So he's not a bad DraftKings option if you're trying to save money at quarterback. Oh, and a quick betting tip.
Yes.
The Commanders are 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 road games, so they ain't traveling well.
So what's your fantasy tip of the week? Because last week you had a ton of fire.
Yeah.
But what's up with that snowflake or two?
Yeah, I had a couple snowflakes. And then, of course, our DraftKings friends like Bammer, he let me have it, boy.
I'm coming for your band anyway. That's right. And I'm going to get my belt back. We're going to do this like a WWE promo. I'm getting my belt back. I'm coming from you. Coming for you, man. I'm coming for you, man.
All right.
He let you have it.
He let me have it.
And that was actually incredibly funny.
Yeah, good job, Bammer.
So give us those tips.
All right, well, this week, I like a 40-year-old quarterback named Joe Flacco for the Bengals he plays for. Yes, that's right.
Think about that.
You can save some money with him on DraftKings, and there's a reason why. I'm going to get to that in a second. Joe Flacco, I expect to light it up this week against the Jets, and if Sauce Gardner isn't playing hot, dang it, that's why I say save some money with him. Then you can stack him with Jamar Chase because he'll shadow him. But let's see here. If we just go to our lineup, the reason I need to save money is because I need to get this man in the lineup. That's right, Bijan Robinson. Now, there's the big three in DraftKings this week. There's
Bijan, obviously.
Yeah, there's Bijan. There's Jonathan Taylor
Yep.
with Indiana. And then there's Christian McCaffrey, CMC. Now, they all cost a lot of money, but Bijan is playing a certain defense I like to pick on as well. That's right, the Miami Dolphins. You had Judkins last week go off against them.
You called that.
Yes, I did. Now, Bijan's going to go against them, and I expect him to steamroll them. And if you're going to go with one of the other ones, you might even sneak it out here as a flex play because they're just going to be running out the clock and running up the guts against the Dolphins. That's right.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a Drake London this week.
Well, I mean, he might get a little something, but if they're winning late, they're going to run the ball. That's what James Script says. But I don't mind Drake. I know you like Drake.
And that wraps it up for week 8.
Have fun with your fantasy football and your gambling. Don't get caught up with Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier and them. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that thumbs up for a like. See you next time.